Cool. Yeah. Like I don't care like about anything. Okay. Can I say some thoughts that I had? I don't know if you want to like in the front. Some thoughts that I had when I got into your apartment.
Sure.
Yes. It's very gay.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like
there's not much interior decor.
Because there's too many lights.
Well, I find the regular ceiling lights are boring. So at least the color gives it something.
Well, like you have literally like, obviously we can't see it on the video, but you have like a moon and stars and stuff.
Yes.
And by the way, like, okay, so this is like my comedy diary. It's basically I record myself usually by myself.
Nice. Yeah.
And I just talk about my experiences in comedy. Like I did it like when I had done like 5 sets and like, you know, when I went to Colombia and stuff. And now I've done about like 100 sets and I just kind of like record myself. And it's for no one but me.
Yeah. And
if I keep doing it, let's say in like 10 years or 5 years, I'll watch and I'll be like, wow, I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
I just really like logs.
Yeah.
Keeping track of stuff. I have that an obsession. Like
considered a video diary. That's way easier than writing shit down.
Yeah.
Because I'm so lazy to write shit down. So.
Okay, but that's what this is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But why I'm saying this also is because the first thing that I said is that your apartment is very gay.
Yes.
And in case, let's say one day I'm like, no, like I don't think it's gonna happen, but like let's say, and then someone finds this and they're like, I get canceled because I said that. David is gay, and I'm not outing him. Like he's openly gay, right?
Yes, no, I'm very homosexual. Yes.
Okay, good. You said it. So can you just say your apartment is very gay as well?
Yeah, I mean, I want to make it more gay. Like I could have like naked pictures of men around or something.
Imagine that. Like the posters in front of the bathroom doors at bar.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, I remember those pictures.
They're so creepy. They're not even sexy or anything.
Man, Parfum is such a shitty as far as dive bars go, like it's pretty like shitty.
It's very well, like I was listening to Trevor's podcast, the one with Jeremy. That is like a punk rock that bar, right? It is. And that's what it is. It's like it's dirty. And have you noticed that sometimes it smells?
Yeah.
But like
the
really like bad.
It's right next to the washroom, like literally right. Like,
taking shits and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess my interest in inviting you onto my comedy diary.
I appreciate you bringing me on board. That's nice. Yeah.
Is to also have an imprint of who I was doing comedy with.
Yeah.
When I first started.
Right.
And also getting your impression of how your comedy journey has been going and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like what like let's talk about that. Like let's say if we do the history of you doing comedy, like when did you start, where did you start and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's always been in the back of my mind to try it.
Let me check if it's recording, but keep on.
Because is it recording?
Yeah. We're good.
I think just moving to Montreal, I really moved here on a whim.
You just moved?
I just moved here in June.
Yeah.
And I wanted to try something new, and like I've always wanted to try comedy. I was like, why not? Why not do it? And I just went for it. And you saw my first set at the Comedy Nest.
Yeah.
That was my very first set.
Yeah, and I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Was that my first time at the Comedy Nest as well?
I don't know.
I think it was either my first or second.
I think it may have been your second, yeah.
Okay, so I did Comedy Nest for the first time. It was my 6th set. But it was supposed to be my second set.
Right.
But I didn't know that I was able to do comedy because next week, like it was like a full week.
Yeah.
And in a week I was able to do it a bunch of other times. Like that's how I discovered pretty much all the mics in the first week.
Yeah.
So then so when I saw you the first time, I was like so impressed by your ability to speak clearly on stage.
Right.
And your presence.
Yeah,
being likable, for instance.
If you say so. I guess I'm still not clear as to how I come off on stage.
But and your writing.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Because just for the imprint, right? Like maybe I'm talking for you now, but like your whole joke is the whole bringing your partner to your place and your mom's religious and you go up and you have the shower.
Right.
And then the punchline is
Yeah,
that it's a dude.
I revealed it to do, right? Yeah,
right.
Nobody sees that kind
right.
of. Yeah,
And that's like, that was like 2 or 3 minute story.
yes. It was a long-winded story. As all of my friends have been saying, it was a very long-winded story.
But when I saw it the first time, I didn't even have that appreciation of comedy yet, of comedy writing yet. Which obviously there's a lot of things that I don't know yet, but like I was just like fascinated by the fact that you could hold people's attention that long.
Yeah.
So how did you feel the first time you did it?
I was shitting bricks. I was so nervous.
That's crazy.
And I was almost gonna chicken out. I was almost gonna back out. But the one thing that kept me going was I invited my friends to see my first set.
Really?
Yes, and in hindsight,
terrible idea.
Terrible idea.
Were we having another beer?
Yes. If
Because I'm sorry, I keep interrupting.
No, it's okay. If I didn't do that, I think I would have chickened out. So
if you didn't invite your friends, you would have chickened out.
I probably would have
on the spot.
Yeah. It was like, because my heart, I took like 200 milligrams of CBD, did nothing. I was so nervous.
Really?
Yeah, I was so nervous. I wasn't THC high, but even on CBD, I was so nervous. I was telling the green room, I was telling the other comics, like, you know that the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, and like all the people are in the fucking little boat, and they're just like waiting to like go on storm the beach, just waiting to get killed. Like that's how I felt. Like I was so nervous. But I just got on. My name was called, and like I kind of almost. It was a very surreal moment. It felt so surreal. I just wanted to get it out, and I was rambling a lot, but the reveal worked.
Yeah. What would you have done if it did? Because since
then... That's a good question.
Well, finish your thought and then I'll ask you, sorry.
The reveal worked, and I got the laughs, and that was just an amazing feeling.
Right?
And that made me want to try it again. But you're gonna ask, what if I bombed the first time?
Because since then,
yes,
it has happened.
Oh, I bombed so many times.
No, but that reveal doesn't work.
No, the reveal doesn't always work. No.
And it's just because it's too long, I guess,
yes.
or something?
Yes.
I'm just like, it doesn't matter, but I'm just like afraid that it'll cut off or something. Because I don't want to do. Okay, so what would you have done if it did? That's a good. Do you think you would have deflated completely?
I would have totally taken it personally, but I still think I would have tried again.
Yeah?
I still think I would have tried again.
Yeah. Because I feel like the first time you do it,
there probably if I bombed hard the first time, I probably would have waited a while to try it again. Like
really?
I would have had to like recompose myself, pick myself up, and like get the courage to do it again. But yeah, I still think I would have tried it. Yeah, I totally would have tried it again.
Yeah. All right. I was gonna say something, I forget. So since then you've been doing it a bunch.
More than 30, less than 40 sets, something like
Between 30 and 40?
Between 30 and 40
That's cool. Yeah. And do you see, like, so this is what I was gonna say, right? The first time you do it, right, at least for me it was, it's like, you have your whole life to prepare mentally for your first time, but not as much for your second time. But like, after that, it just becomes like, once you've done it more than 20 times, it's just a thing that you kind of like are able to do, I guess. Yeah. You still suck at it or whatever, like, you know, but that doesn't matter as much anymore. It's just like, you know that you want to, if you've done it 10 times, you know that you're going to keep doing it. I think, at least for us. Right?
Totally.
Yeah. So, do you think, because I feel like the first time you do it, it's, you know how they say when you do it, it's about validation and stuff?
Yeah.
But I feel like the first time you do it is about like, you're trying to validate something fundamental about you, which is, I think I'm funny.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I wonder the people that really, really bomb the first time they do it, are they being told, how can they take the fact that they're being told you're not funny?
Interesting. Yeah, I can see that. But I mean, there are also people who are just delusional. You know, they don't. They just.
It's almost like a strength, though.
Yes.
it's almost like a strength. Like the people that you see that they don't make any sense. For instance, like there's 2 comics that I can think of.
I can think of a few more.
No, but they're literally like delusional, but not in the sense of like they think they're better than they are. It's just like they're actually like they're deranged people. Like they actually have mental issues for real.
Absolutely.
Like I'm not making fun of them.
No,
like,
no.
They actually have mental issues, and they go up and it doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't know why I said it. I don't know what the point of that. I just said it. Well, but it's true. Like it's almost like a superpower.
No, for sure. I mean, sometimes I open up with the first joke like "Welcome to the Montreal General Hospital Psychiatric Ward Comedy Night."
Yeah.
And I love doing that when like the first few comics behind me are like bombing or just saying crazy shit, and that sometimes gets a good reaction from the crowd.
It's a good. It's nice to acknowledge when other comics are bombing.
Yeah.
Because it brings you up a little bit. Definitely. I don't know if it's frowned upon or not. Like, is that like you know what I mean? But like, I get what you mean. I don't know. I'm not saying that. I just don't know.
I'm not. I don't name anyone. I'm not attacking anyone. But like, I just put that out there because it's that context is funny. Like people are coming to these.
You acknowledge something that we all know.
Open mics. Yeah, we're acknowledging something like this is not the highest caliber of comedy ever. This isn't prime time TV. Like this is a bar on a Wednesday night or a Sunday night, and it's like 6 people in the crowd.
And that's a really good show.
Yeah,
I love that. Like, anyway, and do you think that joke sets you up to have more energy? Because you go up and you're like, "Welcome to the
that warms me up and kind of sets the tone. Because people are wondering, like, oh, okay, like this guy's a little crazy, maybe I don't know, like a little higher energy or something, and then that lets me say ridiculous shit afterwards, and people kind of they're expecting that a little more. Yeah. Okay. What was the original questions of the open? Yeah. No, there's totally people like
they're deranged for real. So you can think of more than 2?
Oh yeah.
Better, but like you know what I'm talking about, right? Like I'm talking like literally people that are just like
mental illness. Yes. Yeah. There's
Does it?
I mean, to some extent, we have some.
No, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that, like they're dysfunctional for real in life.
Dysfunctional for real, and you're right. Like their mental illness is not funny. Like they're not. Yeah, like our mental illness is funny. Like at least we can make it funny.
And it's not uncomfortable.
Right, it's not uncomfortable. Yeah.
I don't know if it's funny. It's not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, so. I know what you mean, yeah. Anyway, so I'm just trying to think of the things that I say. Like the way I do it, right? The whole thing is like just to have landmarks or like milestones.
Yes.
Do you feel like after having done it 40 times and like I feel a little bit crazy doing this because I want to make clear that it's a diary. Like we're not trying to say that 40 or 100 times is a lot. It's just about like a footprint in time.
Yes.
Keeping track of those things. It's just a diary.
Yeah.
So the 30, 40 times that you've done it, or you say 20, 30 or 30?
Between 30 and 40.
Yeah. Okay, let's say 40.
Yeah.
The 40 times that you've done it, do you feel like, because I don't remember exactly, but I felt like, okay, after 6, I was like this. I learned this. After 20, I learned this.
Yeah.
After 60, I stopped completely being like afraid of the stage.
Yes.
Do you have any landmarks that you can think of, like of things that you're like, oh, this changed now?
I'd say in a week where I'm doing a lot of open mics, my confidence is better on stage.
So okay, every time, like
I think after the first 10 sets, like I was getting a little more confident on stage.
Confidence grew in the first 10.
Confidence
grew in the first 10?
Yes, it definitely grew. Landmarks. Yeah, interesting. I feel like I got solid feedback from other comics, including yourself, and to help me clean up my jokes and my stories. I couldn't point to a specific time, but things started to make more sense.
Oh yeah. In what way?
Well, just doing the jokes over and over again.
Yeah.
I realized what did work and what didn't work. And I was really trying to pay attention to how the audience was reacting. And I was really trying to pay attention to my delivery and the difference of my delivery. Like if I was lower energy or higher energy, that kind of stuff.
You were talking about that
those subtle things, yeah.
Today I'm going to try less energy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go up and be like deadpan.
Deadpan, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I was just trying to be more sensitive to those slight differences and just see what that would do. I've been figuring that out a bit more, and I think that just comes with more time and more practice.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because you're over 100 now. You're over.
I'm about, or I just hit 100.
Nice.
I didn't count if I really count, but yeah, like this week is the 100. I don't know if I already did it, if I'm gonna do it. Yeah, and it doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't mean
I feel like
shit. But compared to me, like there is a significant difference. Like
it's a matter of time.
It's a matter of time, but it's amazing that even in just that short amount of time, you still learn a lot. You can still learn.
Yeah, like I don't like saying that I suck, because if I thought that I really suck, I wouldn't be doing it. Like I think I can pass sometimes. You know, I can do well sometimes, and I'll make people laugh more often than I bomb.
Yes.
Or else I would not do it, right? But also I'm not like Hattie Kuba, you know, like I'm not Harrison. I'm not like those comics that you're like, holy fuck, like, they're amazing. Like I'm obviously learning, but that's my journey, right? And that's fair, and it's not any like they also have more experience and stuff, and they're just better. But yeah, like to the point, it's like I record all my sets, audio, right?
Yes.
And I was listening to one of my first sets last week or a couple weeks ago, and I think I told you about this, but I'm just saying it for posterity sake. Like I was like, what the fuck am I even talking about?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Like I don't understand what I'm saying. Literally, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yes.
And the jokes, I'm like, these jokes are so like forced, or like they're so like. I get, like, I'm so, like, trying to find a structure to a joke.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, but, like, you can tell that there's, like, there's too much fat in it. Like, I'm just, like, stretching it so much that, like, it could have been 5 words and I said it in 20.
Right.
You know?
Right.
There's that. But yeah, like, I feel like I've improved so much since, and I get comments about that. Like, I'm like, oh, people have told me this joke is really good, or you've been like, this is one of the best compliments that I got is like Peter Bowen. He was like, dude, you've been grinding, like you and Jason have been grinding. Like I see you everywhere.
Right.
And it's true.
Yes. No, you definitely.
And like, it's nice to be appreciated because you do well or whatever, or a joke is good, but it's also nice to be appreciated just because you're doing the work and you show up.
Yes.
Right. And that's cool.
Definitely.
Definitely. But yeah, I do feel like I'm much better than I was. Yeah. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen at 500 sets.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, one last thing, I guess. What was your best moment in comedy, or like your favorite like set, or like something that you're like, holy, like when did you feel the best in comedy? Like you know, like that moment you're like, oh, this feels so fucking good. Like,
the second time at the Nest, the crowd just loved me, and I was doing like a manic energy, and the crowd really loved it, and all my jokes fucking like everyone loved it.
Yeah.
And I got a great applause at the end. I was like, thank you. That was great. Yeah, that was a great feeling.
That's
and interestingly, when I was the most nervous at Raw at Brass Rail, you saw me there.
Brass Rail? I know Brass Door.
Brass Door. Sorry, what?
Brass Rail.
You know,
I've never heard of
There's a strip club in Toronto called Brass Rail. That's why. That's why.
Full circle.
Full circle. Yeah. Brass Door. Yeah. And I was so nervous that Sunday, But the crowd liked me.
When was this? This was like a couple of days ago, or when I saw you at Brass Door like 2 weeks ago. Was that your first time there?
No, that was my second time. My first time at Brass Door, Raw. Yeah.
Have you done the Cubans?
Yes, it was okay.
Yeah.
That was okay. Yeah, my timing and rhythm were off. My reveal didn't work.
Wrong, like it's like you're catching the train, but you're like in the wrong wagon or something.
Yes, yeah. It was a little off. I had invited a friend over to see me.
That's so crazy. Also, like you said that, I find that so crazy that you invite people.
Yeah.
Because I have only one friend that comes to my shows. My best friend. Yeah. She comes to my friend's shows.
Oh, nice.
Like what that I do at the Le Jockey. Like she comes to only those.
Yes.
And I don't invite friends. Now I have a Latino show next week, and I invited a bunch of friends because I just want because I'm producing that show now. Like I'm helping produce it, I guess. So I just wanted to thrive and be big. So now I'm inviting people. Yeah. That's the second time I'm inviting people, but like. That's why I freaked out when my student, like I am a teacher and my students showed up.
Yeah, that was wild.
You were there?
I was there at the Nest. Yeah.
You were watching or you were performing?
I was also
okay.
I don't remember. Yeah. But yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
No, I was performing, yeah.
Yeah, you were. That's true, because you had your camera. I filmed myself with your camera. Yeah, that was so nerve-wracking and wild, and I was like, that was also like a learning point. I was like, how can I turn this huge disadvantage? I think it's a huge disadvantage to have so many people that you know.
Right.
Because it gets to your head, the stakes get higher and everything, especially like people that
I'm supposed to. It throws you off because you weren't expecting
it. Threw me off completely.
Yeah.
And then I used that to my advantage, and I think it worked out.
Definitely.
But that's also like, I don't think I would have done that like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
To have that confidence of like being like ripping, like I fucking like, I ripped on them and shit.
And you were very quick because you just came up with those jokes on the spot.
I thought of them before I went on stage, but like I thought of them like.
But that was still quick, to just rip on your students like that. That was very funny. Thanks. I sent that recording of my performance to my friends who saw, like, one of my first sets at Third Floor. Yeah. And like they really complimented, like, yeah, David, you actually got better from like that.
That's awesome.
First time.
That's awesome.
Because I just had this long-winded, long-ass story, and I shortened it way more and made it more punchy, and I got a better reveal.
That's great, man.
And and that's nice. It's nice to get that positive feedback when you get it. Yeah.
That's great, man.
For sure.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna? What's your?
I'm gonna grind now. I'm so much more motivated now, and I appreciate the.
Because we've been talking a bunch before we were.
Yes, I appreciate the encouragement. Because I'm the stupid perfectionism that I have that doesn't help me with anything, and I just have to just do it.
Yeah.
Fail and do it.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. But for everything. Yeah. I just feel bad sometimes. Like I feel like, especially with you, I think, or just like friends that I really have love for. I feel like I give a lot of unprompted feedback, and I go off and like I get because I'm so obsessive about my own comedy, like my own work. Yeah. Then I'll go off and like start like, oh, but this is what you fucking work, write jokes, like fucking go, stop thinking about bum, like Yeah. And then I feel a little bit guilty after.
Right.
Because I say that. But you saying thank you and shit and like taking it like in a good way, it really means a lot. It helps me recover my sanity regarding that.
Totally.
Yeah. But so now you're gonna grind.
No, I'm gonna grind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always say yes.
Always say yes.
Never know what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah.
So far so good. No, it's fun. You have fun?
It's very fun. It's so fun. Just because I consume so many podcasts, so many comedy podcasts, that it just feels great to have that in common now, like with comedians.
Right.
Not that I'm on their level, but like I hear what they're saying, like the whole behind the scenes.
And you understand it better, right?
And I understand it better.
Yeah.
The audience doesn't know what happened, like what it takes, what it's like, right? But it's so nice to be on the other side of the stage and just.
And that's so much fun, right?
It's
like that thing, whatever that, like all the little things that happen, like. You know what? The one thing that I expected comics to be more of, but they're not.
Right.
more funny off stage.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I feel like my friends that are not comics, I've laughed way more.
Yes.
We're so much more serious and less funny. Like
Yeah.
we're just like, I think we're just just tired of being funny or trying to be funny.
I don't think I'm naturally funny. Like there's so many people who are just naturally funny and just have, you know, crack jokes all the time. They're really good at that. And yeah, for sure. But it shows like how much like preparation goes behind like crafting all these jokes and making it land well on stage. Yeah.
And sometimes people will riff and fuck around, but it'll be a moment. But I feel almost like it's a matter of respect.
Yeah.
Like, I'll fuck around with my friends and at work and stuff. Like, I'll like jab and stuff. But like, with comics, I'm like, we make each other laugh on stage. And like, now can we just be, we're just talking.
Yes.
And we'll fuck around, but like, we're not like trying to be funny.
Right.
I feel like as much. At least in my experience.
No, for sure. Yeah. And I do enjoy like talking to all the comics because we all have this we all love comedy. We all love making jokes. We all love making people laugh. And it's just a great thing to have in common with all these people.
Yeah.
And just the range is crazy. Like there's just such a huge range.
So different for everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And it's just beautifully subjective. Like it's funny. None of my friends actually like my comedy. They don't. They think.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I made friends with a gay couple in the village. They're lovely people, but like their sense of humor is so, what is it? It's cringe.
Oh right.
It's obscure. It's like absurdity dialed up to like 1,000,000%. Like it's like non sequitur, insane shit, and it is funny. And they didn't like my story that much. It's just like, yeah.
You told it to them off stage?
No, they saw me. The
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They
Okay.
saw me for like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not their cup of tea. And now it makes me want to expand and try other shit. Like I want to do more one-liners. I want to do more short, punchy shit. Like I want.
Have you written any one-liners? Let's say to finish this thing, because I'm afraid I'm gonna run out of battery, or that this is not gonna save.
Yeah.
And I think this is really cool, so I want to keep it. But like, let's see one-liner and we'll end on that. I guess.
Yes.
We'll end it with you bombing. You write a lot. You have a lot of written down premises.
I have ideas. Yeah, I have ideas. Some may say I have a problem. I disagree. I have a solution. It's called methamphetamine.
All right. I thought you were gonna say that. It's like the alcohol thing. I think that's a well-known joke.
Actually, yeah, it is a well-known joke. Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah. On that note.
He's a hack. All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Oh, it wasn't recording.
No.
No, I'm fucking with you.
Hilarious.
Imagine that.